What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alfonso, and I wanted to just do a quick, probably 20, 30 minutes max, presentation, just real quick. A lot of people have kind of been wondering what's been going on, what I've been doing. So I'm going to do a little white screen. I'm actually going to get rid of my video to make sure that things are running smooth and so you can concentrate what's on my screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my video out. Okay. And so what I wanted to share with you today is, first of all, what am I up to? One of my biggest focuses right now, has been trading, right? Trading is truly something that has allowed me to create leverage within my life, and allow me to be able to um, do some things that I haven't been doing before. So trading's number one that I've been doing. And then, of course, the next thing is crypto, right? Crypto and mining. I'm part of a mining project that is quite legit. It's phenomenal. Actually, the mining happens right here in the US. Phenomenal, phenomenal company that I'm with, in addition to some crypto projects. And that's what I'm kind of really focused on. And then the third thing of which I'm focusing on is what's called streaming, right? We're all familiar with streaming. And there's a few companies out there that are trying to be the big dogs within streaming, but I've been blessed and highly favored to be able to connect with a phenomenal leader, multiple phenomenal leaders actually, working with a prior NBA player, working with a phenomenal trader as well as a business person, and then another guy who has a company that's done over $1 billion, right, within his company, in transactions and things of that nature, and paid out millions of dollars, right? I've been able to connect and really significantly focus on something that's huge. So while focusing on all these things, this is definitely a big priority for me because not only will it help people to save money in this time that we're in, people are losing jobs, people are, you know, incomes are going down, people are just looking for extra ways to make money, and a dollar saved, I've learned, is a dollar gained, right? A dollar that you can spend somewhere else. So with that being said, let's kind of jump into the streaming aspect. I'm not going to talk about trading today. I'm not going to talk about crypto and my mining project. If you're interested in that, reach out to me. I'll share with you kind of what I got going on there. But what I'm going to talk about today is the streaming aspect of things. So let's just take a full look at what's going on. The name of the company is actually called Stream Pro. Okay. Stream Pro, phenomenal company. The company that this was originally actually has been around for a while, and now it's formed into Stream Pro, the streaming revolution. So let's talk a little bit about it. So let's talk about the streaming revolution. All right. Now, this is going to be a real, live, uncut presentation I'm going to give to you because I'm just going to give you the real about me. Because in my house, right, when I have time, and when my kids have time, they play multiple sports. When my wife has time, she's, working her job, she's doing overtime, right? When we all have time, we like to watch some good TV, right? Whenever that time shows up. So the streaming revolution is not just in our household, though. The streaming industry hit 674 billion in 2024, right? So 674 billion in 2024, and it's projected to grow to 2.6 trillion. That's trillion with a T by 2032. So why not get in the front of this money right here? Why wouldn't we want to get in the front of that? Okay, over 85% of US households use streaming, right? And that's only going to grow. Over 85%. The average household pays $100 to $150 a month across Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Plus, and Max, and more, right? So that doesn't even mention, right, pay-per-view, right? That doesn't mention like your UFC, your boxing, your all that kind of different stuff. And I've been a part of, right? There's different websites, there's different apps that you can do and use and be able to watch pay-per-view and be able to do different things like that. But what ends up happening is sometimes they don't work, sometimes they buffer, sometimes, if you got to use a VPN. There's just so many ups and downs and lefts and rights that comes with that. But with what we have the ability to do that for one low monthly fee that is less than $100. But see, let me just take a look at my household, right? So, for example, and we're going to talk a little bit about the different streaming places here in a second, but I just want to break down my household, right? So let's talk a little bit about this. We'll do that in green. So the solution is StreamPro delivers freedom, simplicity, and all-in-one value, right? The problem was fragmenting content, too many subscriptions, and constant upsells. So, right? So for me, I love Hulu TV. I mean, excuse me, YouTube TV, right? So YouTube TV for me started out at 75, right? But now it's almost $90 a month, right? Just under $90 a month. Okay, then you have Netflix, right? So Netflix started out, it was like what, 15, let's call it $17 a month. Now we're paying almost $25 a month for Netflix. So already I'm over $100. Then we have Disney Plus, right? And I'm not sure exactly what that is, but let's call it $15 a month. I think it's actually a little bit more than that. Disney Plus, and then also depending on if a show comes on that maybe somebody in the house wants to watch, then you got Paramount, right? Sorry for my handwriting, and then or you may have some of the other ones that may be out there that it just basically adds extra cost. I think this is like $9.99 a month. So as you can see, that's well over $100, right? Just for these different services. And by the way, these are just going up and up and up and up. Like Netflix will raise it up and not even tell you, right? Until it hits your card. That's when you notice that it went up, right? So these are just going up and up and up. And what if you had one, one, one cost every single month that doesn't go up or down, it stays the same. So let's take a look at it. All right. Here's the number one alternative to streaming chaos is what's called Stream Pro Live. And actually, if you're interested in it, just go to getstreampro.com. That's www.getstreampro.com. Okay. So just a little bit of a spoiler for you. That's where you can go and get it, create an account, create plans, click on the $99 plan, and then you're rocking and rolling. Okay. Now, so here's what happens, right? So Stream Pro Live is $74.95 a month. Now that's just for a customer. This is just for a streaming customer. You're only paying $74.95 a month. Now we always recommend for everybody because how can you not save money with your streaming, right? And not want to share it with your friends and your family. And because of that, you can definitely make money because of that. So we always recommend you come in as an agent. That's on it. Again, there's a later slide on this, but that's $99 a month, at the variance of about $25. But nevertheless, we always recommend the agent aspect, but you can definitely come in as just a customer. But with that agent membership, or with, of course, that just regular membership comes the Stream Pro Live. Okay, with that, you get 1,000 plus live channels, all pay-per-view free, UFC, boxing, concerts, WWE, 7 devices, right? So you got 7 devices that you can attach and a huge on-demand library, right? I was on there. I saw a lot of stuff that was on Netflix, that was on Disney, that was on many different channels. I just searched for it and it was there. And then 24/7 specialty channels. So your Harry Potters, your The Office, Friends, things of that nature, right? No contracts, no upsells, no nonsense. Okay. And another thing that we have, it's not available quite yet, but here soon, here in about another couple weeks or so, you're going to have the Stream Pro box. And within that Stream Pro box, it replaces your Netflix, your Hulu, your Disney, your HBO, more. Built-in movies, shows, live TV on demand, works globally. No app installs or monthly fees. Set up in minutes, no tech skills needed. So that's going to be a box. Again, it's just a one-time payment that you'll have to pay, and then you have that Stream Pro box forever. Okay. So then let's talk about being a Stream Pro agent. Now, again, this is where I feel everybody should start is that 99.95 upfront and 99.95 a month is where everybody should start. Here's why. Number one, you get the Stream Pro Live, right? So you get all those benefits. Okay. But you have the benefit of being able to be like, man, I was spending $150 a month on my streaming services between like your Netflix, your Disney, your Hulu, your TV, right? Your YouTube TV, right? And I want to share that with my mom. I want to share that with my brother, my cousin. I want to share that with my friend who when she's supposed to be working is over there watching Netflix all the time, right? I want to be able to share that, right? So you, for just $25 more a month, have the ability, right, to have the Stream Pro Live, right? So the Stream Pro Live, you got that, right? Boom, check. Also, you start your own business instantly. No inventory, no overhead. Global reach. It's not just in the nation, it's not just US, global reach. Earn residual income on every subscriber and tap into an exploding industry. Well, Alfonso, how exploding is this industry? Well, it's a 500 plus billion with a B streaming industry. So let's take a look at that. Did you know Netflix, 301 million subscribers, Disney Plus, 153 million subscribers, Hulu, 52 million subscribers, YouTube TV, 8 million subscribers, right? So if we could just get a portion, a small portion of that, you would never have to work or worry about money another day in your life. And that's what we're doing here. We have a better product, an all-in-one product that provides the service all in one place, provides the service in a simplistic manner, provides a service where all these companies, now I don't think any of them have affiliate, they may, but they definitely don't pay what we're paying here. Because here, when you become an agent, you're not just watching the revolution, you're building it. And that's what we want to do with you here with Stream Pro. So let's just take a look at the smartest, most affordable way to stream, period. Let's just break it down. I want to break it down for you, right? And I'm gonna try to give you some of my nuances because I use some of these, right? In fact, I've used all of them, to be quite honest, right? Live channels, okay? So Stream Pro, let's look at it. Live channels, Stream Pro, we have 1,000 plus, okay? Live channels. So we're winning there. Netflix doesn't have live. Hulu plus live. They do have live channels. They are limited, but also you got to pay extra for it. Disney Plus has no live channels. YouTube does also have live channels, but once again, it is limited. It is not extra for it, but it is limited. Okay. Pay-per-view events. Boom. We win there. None of these have pay-per-view events. Now, they do actually. YouTube definitely has pay-per-view events, but you have to pay. I think Hulu has some of the live events, but you have to pay. And I think it's getting to the point where all of these you could probably get pay-per-view events, but you just have to pay. Seven, device access. Now, a lot of these have limited device access. You're definitely not getting seven at the simultaneously. But here's the crazy part. Okay. I actually have a son who's in the Air Force, and he is actually away from us now. And we've realized with Netflix stopped working for him. Why? Because they said that if he is there and we are here, we're not in the same household right now, he cannot use our service because he's all the way over there. So what happens is we have to either pay an extra fee, right? We have to pay an extra fee in order for him to be able to use it there, or right, he just has to get Netflix on his own, which is probably the equivalent of paying the fee. So this is something that I didn't realize, and we didn't even realize until it happened. Netflix charges. Like one person you can't have a family here and then another family member that's over somewhere else, and they use your Netflix. It just doesn't work. It's crazy when I realized that. Specialty channels, so your HBOs, your Cinemaxes, boom, all included. I actually looked up a show that was on HBO, and it was sitting right on our platform, ready to go with no extra fees. Again, Netflix, nope, they don't have the specialty. Um, Hulu, I'm not 100% sure. I don't watch Hulu like that. I know my wife does, but I believe they have them, but you got to pay extra. Disney Plus, no. YouTube TV does have those extra specialty channels, but again, you have to pay. I'm pretty sure they do, but you have to pay. Um, On-demand movies and TV. Now, a lot of these do. Netflix, of course, is on demand, but it is limited, right? They have some Netflix exclusive stuff, which is actually available on our platform, and then they have some other stuff that's on there, but it's very limited, and they kind of rotate through different stuff. So you may see a show that you like that's there, but gone tomorrow. Okay, Hulu Live, they do have on demand, but again, limited. Disney Plus, they do have demand again, limited, and as well as YouTube TV, I can tell you they do have on demand, but absolutely positively it is limited. So let's look at the total monthly price. $74.95 for a customer. Again, we're talking $99.95 if you want to be an agent and a customer. Netflix, 17 to 24, and I promise you in the next year or two, this will go up. Okay. Hulu TV, right? If you go to Hulu Plus Live, you're looking at about $82.99. Disney Plus, about $15.99. And then YouTube TV, about 82 plus. Let's move that up closer to like $87, right? I know that to be true. Okay. Plus, Stream Pro Box replaces all movie apps for a one-time fee of 149. So already you can see how you save a tremendous amount of money being a part of what we have with Stream Pro and for a low monthly fee of either 74.95, but you'll hear me mostly talk about the 99.95 a month. Okay. So let's talk about the financial opportunity. So if you're a person that, listen, Alfonso, I just want to save money on my bills. I just want to save money on my streaming, be able to have my kids or my husband or my wife or, whoever's in my household. I want them, Alfonso, to be able to enjoy streaming and including myself, but I don't want to have to worry about that extra 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even $100 a month, right? So I just want to be a customer. And if that's you, well, you can go ahead and cut this off. You can reach out to me or go to www, sorry about my handwriting, getstreampro.com, create a free account, and you're off to the races. Okay, you're off to the races from there. Now, when you go to the getstreampro.com, you will see a website where you can put in your name, email address, and phone number. Just go ahead and enter that, and then it'll take you through the process of getting set up. But if you're somebody that's also looking for a financial opportunity, the ability to save money, but also the ability to make money, well, we have here a phenomenal compensation plan to where you can very simply make anywhere from $125 a week all the way up to $250,000 a week. Now, wherever you fall in within here is up to you, right? YOU. Okay. So here's how it works. So on the Stream Pro Live, that's our $74.95 a month. When you bring in somebody new, so a new customer, you make 750, excuse me, $7.50. So 750 cents, right? But $7.50. So if somebody on your level two brings in a customer, you make $2.50, right? So on the same day, if you brought in somebody personally and your person you brought in brings in somebody, you just made $10 that day, right? For doing absolutely nothing but referring a customer. Okay. Now, with the Stream Pro box, let's say they're like, hey, I want to get a Stream Pro box. Well, when you bring in a Stream Pro box, you make a one-time $25. And if somebody on your team, right, brings in a Stream Pro box that's on your level two, so let's say I bring in Bob brings in Sue, and Sue gets a Stream Pro box, well, I make $25 from that. Okay, so it's very, very simple. These are one-time upfront commissions that you make on memberships as well as the Stream Pro box. Now, over here is where your weekly commissions come into play. So you have Pro 500, where you're making $125 a week. Now, the way that you do that is to have 20 people in your team. Now, we build three legs here, okay? First leg, second leg, third legs, right? And the cool part about this is with the momentum that we're creating, more times than not, you're going to have a leg that's running away, a leg that, your upline is building in, right? That's growing, getting deeper and deeper and deeper, right? That's what the cool part about this is. But let's say you were to refer 20 people, right? Or maybe it wasn't all you, but you have 20 people on your team and they fall in line to where there's eight at the most, and then four on this leg here, right? And so you have 20 people on your team where you're going to start generating $125 a week, right? For a total of $500 a month. That's what you're going to generate. Okay. And the pay week, right, ends in the weekend. So it ends on that Sunday, and you'll be paid out on Thursday. Okay. You'll be paid out on Thursday. And then again, we'll move down to P1000. You're making 250 a week for having 50 people, 250 a week for having 50 people on your team. Pro 2000, you'll get paid 500 a week for having 150 people on your team. And these are the leg requirements, kind of how they all pan out to be able to generate that. And again, these are not people that you only bring in. These are people that you bring in, your upline brings in, your people that you bring in, the people that they bring in, and so forth. So it's a collective team effort to help generate these numbers. And it goes all the way up to $1 million a month or $250,000 a year for having 150 10,000 people on your team. But let's just go down a little bit. Let's just look at what would a six-figure or $10,000 a month look like? Well, that's 1,000 people on your team. VIP 10, $2,500 a week, right? 400, 400, 200, right? The maximum what you can have in two of your legs is 400, and then you need to have at least 200 in that next leg, right? You're generating now $10,000 a month. Well, Josh, the owner of the company that we're connected with, he actually talks a little about what is the best way to get to that 1,000 users. What is the best way? The best way to get to 1,000 agents. Well, get 10 people that want to save money and want to make money, right? Have them get that 99.95 membership, and then you help them to find 10 people that want to do the same. Okay. Then you're pushing on Pro 2,000. Okay. Then help those 10 people to do what you just did. Then you're pushing on Pro 5,000. And if you're ever able to do that one more time, now this is never this perfect, but if you're able to do that one more time, now you're at VIP 10 and making $2,500 a week or $10,000 a month. So you can see how very simple this is. There's also a cool bonus. So the first time that you hit these ranks, right, you actually, for example, Pro 500, first time you hit that, the very next month on that first payday of that month, you're going to receive a one-time bonus of whatever that weekly bonus is. So if I were to hit Pro 5,000 this month, boom, I would start making $125 a week. But the first pay of May, I receive a little $125 bonus. And that's based on whatever that weekly pay is. Okay, pretty cool. So here, this is pretty much the end of the presentation. I just wanted to kind of go through that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely please reach out. I can tell you, listen, I've been with different streaming services that try and save people money, and they've been clunky, they've been not consistent, they've been difficult to set up, they've been, you needing a VPN, they've been not everything they were said to be. And I find that Stream Pro is the deal. It's the real deal. It's been around, and now we're allowing it to help people save money, but also help people make money like never before. So join the revolution, be the plug, be the boss, and have be an agent to where you can get the Stream Pro service, right? Stream Pro Live. There's no overhead. Start instantly, no risk. Earn residuals, limitless income opportunity, and part-time and full-time. You can do this part-time, you can do this full-time. And start your Stream Pro business today. You can own the platform, own the income, and own the moment. So I hope everybody really got value out of that, because this is what's happening. This is about to explode, and we definitely want you to be a part of what we're doing. And if you have any questions, definitely get with me. But definitely go to www.getstreampro, pro.com. That's www.getstreampro.com. And go ahead and create your free account there. Then you're going to go to plans and go ahead and pay the $99.95. And then within a little bit, you'll receive an email with all your login credentials, your login creds, right? So that is the way that's going to happen for you. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out, direct message me, or anything just with questions. So hope everybody has an awesome and amazing day. I'm excited to get you a part of what we are building here. It's going to explode. In fact, it's exploding already. I know my business partner, of who I'm running with here, he's already about to be at the point where he's making $2,000-3,000 a month, and we just kind of got started. And I know that very, very soon we will have hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are making 10K a month, and then hundreds of people that are making, you know, 20, 50, $100,000 a month, and then definitely quite a few that are in the $1 million a month range. It's just all about where you want to get in. So get in where you fit in and get to work, and you will be able to generate the amount of income that you want like never before, and help people in a time that they need to cut cost, right? Cut those costs like never before. So this is Alfonso Jones. Take care. God bless.